Welcome back to the channel, guys. Back on the V4 for another video. My GoPro doesn't have a lot of charge, so it's gonna be kind of a quick intro video. I just have a ton of parts for the V4, a ton more that I ordered. Oh my god, look at that traffic. That's gonna be annoying. But yeah, got a ton of parts, going to the shop to get them installed, hang out with the boys. Alright, we're good. So yeah, going to the shop, SoCal Superbikes, you already know. Watch out. Thank you for looking. Yeah, I got a new set of tires. Got my reservoirs with the correct bracket this time. Got radiator guards. What else do I have? I have throttle spacers, because in the Ducati there's a lot of, like, you see all this movement. That's nothing. No throttle, no nothing. I don't like that. I like it to be very, like, touchy and precise. Thank you so much. So yeah, we're going to the shop, get all that installed. Thank you. Figured I'll get a ride in. It's beautiful weather outside. I was out earlier, not on the bike, but I saw the weather and I was like, damn man, this is like perfect riding weather. Unfortunately right now it's like 4:30 p.m. so a lot of traffic, people are getting off work and all that. I personally don't like riding in like this much of traffic, especially on this bike, because this bike is not as loud as my other bikes. So, you know, I'm always afraid that like some person would just like cut me off and pretty much just you know, screw me over. Like, look at this guy. I don't know, well, this lady, she's driving all the way out here. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic. So yeah, not really a fan of riding in this packed of traffic unless I have a loud exhaust, because then people hear me coming. Plus with the Ducati, I told you in a previous video that like a life hack is to ride in lower gears and keep your RPMs high. But you can't, I mean, you could do that on a Ducati. It's just gonna be like hot, because the bikes do run hotter than most other bikes. I don't know if they run hotter, it's just like where you feel the heat, because the exhaust isn't under the bike, or the pipes and all that aren't, like, they don't go under the bike like most inline fours and most other bikes. You feel like the exhaust pipes are right around your thighs, under the seat, so you feel all that heat right there, which isn't too bad. But you know, if you're keeping the RPMs high and you're like running the bike even hotter, then yeah, it's definitely gonna get much hotter. It won't be pleasant. At winter that might be fun, it'll keep you warm, but currently it's nice out, so I don't want to be hot. So yeah, especially with this bike, it like it paranoids me a little bit, because this bike is like one of the, I mean, they're all really expensive, but it's still new, and with that full carbon fiber body, I'm always a little like more nervous with it if something would have happened. I really don't want to, like, you know, damage the bike, especially because it's still brand new. Imagine that would like really suck if you just get a bike, you know, within like a few days, or like even a month, or even like honestly the first like half a year. If you crash it, you're gonna be like very sad. Like, I don't know, you probably guys can't see that far ahead, but I always see people getting out of this lane and getting into this lane without using blinkers, and that's what stresses me out the most, and like it bothers me the most. It just happened right now, just again. They're like, because it's all sudden, you know what I mean? Out of nowhere, they just like go and switch lanes, and if that happened while I'm right there, you know, there's a chance I can get around it, which I've done many times before. But there's also a chance I might hit them if they do that when I'm right there next to them. Honestly, I just thought about this. I don't know why they call it split lanes. I don't know why don't they like just clean up that side of the road, made this road a little bit wider, and allowed bikers to ride on the left lane, because there's no more lanes that way. The cars in this lane are not going to be going left unless they're stopping, which is a very, very light, slow chance, and it's not even allowed to stop on the left side unless it's like an absolute emergency. So yeah, that would have been like way smarter. Like, I know right now you're not supposed to be riding on this side, because if you notice, like, people know that bikers split lanes, so it's gonna be way too tight. And also, like, people don't expect you there because people are so used to people riding on this side. That would have been better though. I guess the not so good thing about that is that, like, if something would have happened, you would be pressed against the wall. Like right now I have freedom to go left, right, you know, more directions to go to. If you're on the left side and some car, like, I don't know, they're like just trying to hurt you or harm you and they press you against the wall, there's not really, you can either speed, slow down, you can't really go anywhere. So I don't know, maybe that's why. Going over these lines, it's just definitely a little slippery. Not after today. Well, technically after today it's gonna be even more slippery because I'm getting brand new tires, fresh set, front and back. If you guys don't know, I think I've been asked a couple of times, I ride with the S22s. They're Bridgestones. That's not bad. Kind of like this combo. I do that because the H2 comes stock with S21s, and I honestly, another Corvette, and I honestly really enjoyed my S21s on the H2. So when it was time to switch tires, they released the S22s, which is like the newer updated version. So I was like, why not, let's try that. And honestly, I've just been used to that, and I don't want to like have a different tire on every single bike, so I'm used to that similar compound, which the S22 is a little harder in the section. It's a multi-compound tire, and it's a little harder in the middle section, which allows to give you like more lifetime when you're riding freeways like I am right now. And it's softer on the side, so if you're going on the canes and all that, like, the sides are gonna warm up faster than they would in the middle. But you know, you just have to be aware that you're pretty much gonna be like putting a little bit more time and effort to warming up the tire over like a Pirelli Q3 or the V4s or Q4s, I mean. So yeah, you just gotta be aware that like you should just break in the tire, I mean warm it up a little bit more so the tire's a little warmer. Finally, the carpool lane opened up. But yeah, I have a ton more parts to come. I mean, might as well walk you guys through it. I have to take this turn. I'll just go through like 5-6 lanes of traffic, so gotta pay attention. Can't be talking and doing that, even though I could. Rather be safe than sorry. But yeah, I couldn't resist. You gotta give it a little bit of gas under those tunnels. Get to hear that exhaust a little better. So yeah, I was saying, I'll walk you guys through the parts I bought. You guys know, I already told you from before, I bought a Louis Moto seat. I love these seats. I have them on all my bikes. I always get the nice custom ones. Completely changes the look of your bike. I personally, I've noticed a couple of comments asking me if I get the gel and what seat. So it's a Louis Moto seat, and yes, actually no, it doesn't have gel in it, because I personally don't ride over like 2 hours at a time. Usually, like, I've definitely been on rides that are like 4 hours, but not like consistent, you know what I mean? And if you just stop for a little bit, like which you usually do to get a drink or something like that, you're gonna be completely fine when you get back on the bike. That gel is a little too squishy for my liking. It takes away from that kind of like sport, aggressive bike experience. So yeah, that's why I'm not really a big fan of them. I saw a bike, let me catch up and see where it is. It looks like an R6 or an R1. Well, I think it's an R1. Yep. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. So I got the Louis Moto C. I got rear sets actually. I'm still like, I might return them and get a different brand. I wanted to go with all black. I'm trying to go with like an all black theme with some red detail on the bike, since the bike is full carbon, which looks pretty black. So I didn't want like silver pegs or anything like that, which are the Rizomas. So I went with Ducati, which is, you know, the company that makes those clear clutches that everyone loves on these bikes. But yeah, I got like the Ducati bike, plus I have carbon fiber heel guards, and only the Ducati bike said that it's compatible with like the OEM heel guards. Usually rear sets have their own heel guards and they're not really compatible, so I was like, I would like to use my carbon fiber heel guards, because those heel guards are like from Ducati and they're like $300 or $250. So didn't want to waste those, and that's why I went with a Ducati bike. A lot of companies I also found out were like sold out, but so far that's what I got for rear sets. Got the seat, those are like the big ones. The reservoirs, the reservoirs are way more expensive than I expected, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I thought that it would be like about, I don't know, like 150 for both reservoirs. I wasn't even aware that I needed a special bracket for them, but altogether probably like around $300 for just these two reservoirs with the brackets, and probably like with the install, because I think it was about $260 or $270 for the reservoirs with the brackets. About like $110 for each reservoir and like $50 for the bracket. So yeah, something almost $300 with tax. So what else did I buy? I bought like a bunch of like little stuff, like the dial-in like red kind of like buttons and stuff like that. Oh, I should have went. Yeah, like the oil cap, the stock one is pretty like an ugly cheap plastic, so I got like a nice aluminum oil cap. You know, just little details, because honestly those little things really change the way your bike look. And yeah, performance wise the bike is really like, I got it dialed in. Exhaust with pretty much like a flash from Ducati for the acro exhaust. Not sure if it has an air filter, a performance one. If it doesn't, I'll definitely be buying the Brox, what is it called? The F1 P, something like that. It's like PO8, I don't know, one of those. But if you look at Brox, the Sprint air filter, you'll know which one I'm talking about. There we go, neutral. Yeah. Wow, camera's not dead yet. That's good. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just an update on what parts I got. Yeah, I'll film, I guess, at the shop a little bit. Oh, it's definitely hot. Oof, when you're stopped. What else did I buy? I feel like I bought much more stuff. I guess the big one is the rear sets, because those are like $800. Yeah, rear sets for this bike are surprisingly like really expensive. I thought the H2 were expensive. My Sato rear sets were like $700 or $750, and usually like that's a lot. Usually around that price range is like the nicest rear sets, but for this bike they go up to 1200, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, the bike doesn't really sound that great in higher RPMs. Idling sounds good. When you give it that little blip, it sounds good. Other than that, not really a big fan of the sound. Big what? What did I even just say? Big fan of the sound. That's what I meant to say. I don't trust these tires at all. See, that's another thing. Like, I'm pretty sure the tires I have on it, well, they're not good because they're like pretty worn out, but like as a brand, they're good. I just don't trust them because they feel different than the Bridgestones S22s that I'm used to. Wow, I made it pretty fast. Oh, I see a ZX10, I see an H2. Face to face with that H2. God damn, I've never seen an H2 dismantled like this.
It was worse earlier.
Looks stressful as fuck. Dainese. No, I think these are different. These are the ones with the zippers.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yeah, the leather ones.